How's it going? This is Michael Raphael. I'm a composer for production music. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's music for film, TV, video games, TV commercials, all that good stuff. I decided to make this video to sort of teach kids or adults or whatever how to do what I'm doing. I know it's very difficult to get your music to the next level because I've been there. 50 years old, when I was 20 years old, I had a deal, Capitol Records, band called Jailhouse, hair metal, whatever. Went on, was signed through Randy Jackson, Columbia Records, band called Neve. Went on after that to produce some stuff for Disney Channel, all that stuff. Had some platinum records. I didn't want to start a new band being 40 years old, you know, so I was like, how am I gonna make money and not go work at Home Depot? So how am I going to generate an income from just making music? And it turned out incredible. And I have 6,000 cue sheets. I just did the World Cup. I've done everything past what I could have even hoped for. Nobody's asked me to do anything. I just do what I do, and then I bring it to certain places. Libraries, you know, there's a zillion libraries out there. I bring it and I usually either sell it and get something up front, which is always nice, or if it's a library that doesn't give anything up front and I believe in that library, I'll place it there. A music library is like a huge machine that they already have the clients of NFL or you know, the reality TV shows or everything. They already have those clients. So you are going into their machine if they accept you, and then once you're in there, you'll get all the royalties through an ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, you know, PRS, whatever you're with. And I make the majority of my money through ASCAP now, royalties, which is a great way to live because it's really sort of making retirement fun because it's just going to keep going forever. The more you pump into it, the more you're going to keep getting. And I pump in something every single day of my life, except Saturday and Sunday. Cues is like a piece of music that every 4 bars introduces a new element of excitement. I look at it like this, it keeps building and building and building and building. It may have some drops, and you have to look at cues as an editor is editing the picture. So it can't just be, you can't just take vocals out and have a verse because there's not much to edit to. You need to have you know, waves and this and, you know, always new elements coming in and surprises. I always say surprises. Before I started doing records, I was involved with a lot of libraries out there, and you get on their mailing list and they'll send you stuff that said, hey, you know, they'll give you examples. We need something like this for this show we're working on. Deadline is 2 weeks. I did that for a long time, and if you're versatile, you can do that. I don't do that anymore because I like to make records and no one's telling me what style to do, and I've earned my way to do that. But if you're just starting out and you know, certain libraries are willing to put you on their mailing list, you know, maybe you give them a couple samples, you know, and then, you know, you start sending in stuff to them and you know, they'll say, we want something in this style. Okay. We want something in this style. Okay, you just do that. I got bored of doing it, but I did do it for years. And a lot of that stuff still makes a lot of money. I'm glad I did it. I would do anything someone asked me to do to get to where I'm at now, because I'm really proud of where I'm at now. You know, it's like I have pride of doing this, you know, and it's given me inspiration to work every day because I know it. I'm just putting more into the machine. My advice to composers is to do what they're best at doing. If you're an electronic EDM composer, do that for now. You know, go to libraries, listen to what they already have, so you know what you're up against. That's what I did. I remember when I first listened to some libraries, I went to Killer Tracks, and I was like, okay, so I need to step my stuff up, at least to this level. Of course, in my mind, it had to be one step even above. I don't know if they think it is, but that's the mentality I worked at. Stop blaming everybody else why you're not successful. Sit down at a very simple studio, get great at it. Don't stop until you start making money. That's my advice. That's what I did. So it's like, yeah, you know what? I was really excited when I got my first check for $2,000. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I don't want to say what my checks are now because my wife gets mad at me, but I never thought they'd be near what they're at now. I mean, I'm going to Sizzler every night.
Go with Sizzler. We go with Sizzler.
Can you leave that in? I've actually helped a lot of kids put together studios because nowadays you don't need that much. I have for guitars a Kemper amp which has just about every sound you can imagine. I use a twin universal audio which is not that much. I've used Logic. Of course I have a zillion plugins, and you know, you don't need that much, but you do need to sit down and put in the hours. Let's say you have a cue, you know, through Jingle Punks, which is something you could register online. Once they get it in their system and approve it, you know, they take the publishing, they leave you with the writers. For those who don't know what that means, look at it as 4 quarters and $1. 2 quarters is the publishing, 2 quarters is the writers. They're taking publishing, you keep your writers. So that's going to go through your ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, what's the other one, PRS. That's one cue. You're not going to make that much off it. You're probably going to make between, let's see, $2 to $3 to $20 to $75 to $200 off one cue. That's it. But here's the secret. What if you had 6,000 cues? What if you had, and 6,000 cues doesn't necessarily mean 6,000 different cues. For example, I have some of the same cues that have been on Price is Right for the last 5-6 years. So maybe that 6,000 is really 3,000. You know, who knows? A lot of the same songs have been used. So I just look on my ASCAP, it says 6,000, well, 6,100 cues now. So if you have that much, do the math. You know, some you're going to make 700 a pop. Some companies are going to give you half of the sync fee. Then you're talking of thousands of dollars. It just depends how much work you're going to put in and how much content you're going to have up there. And don't do crap, because it is quality over quantity. I mean, you're going to have, if you're disciplined, you're going to have a boatload of music. And that's the only way this will work in production music. For a living, without having a separate job. You just want to be a composer, you got to get a boatload out there. Just, you know, do it 24/7, except Saturday and Sunday. I still to this day have people that don't care what I've done, just don't want to deal with me. Or not me, just anybody. It's hard to break through walls. I've broken down a zillion walls. For all the composers out there who are trying to get to the next level, feel free to send me personally your work. I will listen to everything I get, and I'm silent partner in some of the biggest labels in the world right now. Production music, that is. I want to help people in Missouri. That I have a composer who's in Missouri now, who I just placed a record for. I got a guy in Germany, London, and these are composers sitting in the middle of nowhere that are great, you know, and it's like no one's going to take their calls. But you know what? It's like, I don't care about what you do for a living, what you've done, anything. If you make great music, I'll get it placed. If you look down, you'll see my description, which has my email, mrafael68@gmail.com. It's down there. You don't have to only send me full records. You know what? If you're starting out or whatever, send me a cue. You know, just say, hey, you know, I'm starting out, I saw your video. What do you think of this? I'm happy to give you my opinion on it. I do get a zillion emails per day from all the other stuff I do, but I'm into this. I want to help people. And in the process, look, it's not like I'm getting nothing out of it. You know, I'm going to get something. I'm going to take through the companies I get it, I'm going to split with them, but you'll still get your writers. So for you, it's the same deal. And also, if you want to check out some of my work, if you go to apmmusic.com and hit artists, look up Michael Raphael, you'll see all my records there. Not all of them, but through APM, which I did. And you could sort of get an idea of what I do. And that company is one of many companies that will take your music and place it like a wildfire everywhere. Work like it's your full-time job. That's it. It's your full-time job now. You know what? People say fake it till you make it. Work every single day until you make it, because one day you will arrive and you'll go, whoa, I've gotten a zillion placements, I'm making a great living, and I started with nothing. So, hey man, if you are in Ableton, if you're in Logic, Pro Tools, whatever, just make a 2-minute cue. I don't care if it takes you 4 hours, 4 days, or 2 weeks to make one cue. That's the thing. I've done records that I don't put time limits on how long it's going to be for me to write a cue. If I'm doing something for a huge library, I don't look at it that way. If it takes me 4 days to do one cue or 4 hours, it makes no difference to me. The end result is a great cue. And once you have that, you own a small piece of real estate. That's it.